All right, if you're just getting started with coding, you are about to meet one of your new best friends, the Python list. Seriously, think of it as the first, most essential tool you're going to put in your coding toolbox. It's how we organize, well, pretty much everything. Let's get into it.
So think about it in real-world terms. Imagine you've got a bunch of toys, a car, a ball, a doll. Now, you could get a different box for every single toy, but that sounds like a total nightmare, right? Super messy and way too complicated. And yeah, this lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got that chaotic one box per toy situation, but on the right, that's the easy way. One big organized box for all your toys. Well, that one big box is exactly what a list does for us in Python. It's all about simplicity. So let's just make it official. The whole reason we need lists is pretty simple. They let us store a whole bunch of values, all under a single name. You don't have to juggle dozens of different variables when just one will get the job done. So, you ready to build one? It is shockingly easy. The only thing you really need, the magic ingredient, is a pair of square brackets. Anything you pop inside those brackets becomes an item in your list. Just like this. See? We've made a variable, we called it toys, and inside those square brackets, we've just put our items. Because they're words, we put them in quotes. In the programming world, we call these strings, and we just separate each one with a simple comma. That's it. And what's really, really cool about lists is just how flexible they are. You can fill them up with words, you can fill them up with numbers, you can even get crazy and throw a mix of different types in there together. Python does not mind one bit. Okay, so we've packed our box, we've got our stuff in the list, but how do we find one specific toy later? Well, in Python, every single item gets its own special position number, and we call that number an index. So an index is just the item's address inside the list. Simple enough. But here is the one rule, the one trick you absolutely have to remember. Python and a lot of other programming languages always start counting from 0. Not 1, 0. Let's take a look at a list of fruits to see what I mean. See? Apple, the first item, isn't at position 1, it's at index 0. Then banana is at index 1, and mango is at index 2. Getting this 0 thing down is like 90% of the battle. So, if we want to grab that very first item, all we have to do is write the name of our list, in this case, fruits, followed by square brackets with the index 0 inside. So what do you think this is going to print out? You got it. It gives us apple. We just told Python, hey, go into the fruits list and get me whatever's at position 0. And it did. Success. But wait, there's more. There's another cool trick. What if you need the last item in a list, but you have no idea how long the list is? Could be 10 items, could be 1,000,000. Well, Python has a brilliant solution. You can count backwards from the end using negative numbers. Check this out. Using -1 is this amazing little shortcut that always means give me the very last item. You don't have to count a thing. And there you have it, mango, which was the last fruit in our list. And it works backwards from there too. -2 would get you banana, and so on. Super useful. Now here's something awesome about lists. They are not set in stone. You can change them. The best toolboxes are the ones you can rearrange, right? Lists are dynamic. You can add things, remove things, update things whenever you want. Let's see how that works. Okay, say we changed our minds. We don't want banana anymore. We want orange. No problem. We just target its position, that's index 1, remember, and we just assign it a new value. And bam, just like that, the list is updated. Okay, what about adding totally new stuff? You've got two main tools for the job. The first is .append. It's the simplest. It just sticks a new item on the very end of the list. Then there's .insert, which is a bit more like a surgeon. It lets you add an item at any specific index you choose. So here, we're using .append to add grapes to our list. And as you can see, it does exactly what you'd expect. It just tacks it right onto the end. Our list is now one item longer. Easy as that. Now, being able to grab items one by one is cool and all, but the real magic, the place where lists become a superpower, is when you combine them with loops. This is how you start to automate tasks and work with hundreds or even thousands of items without breaking a sweat. This right here is a for loop. And you can think of it like a little assembly line worker. It basically says, okay, for every single item inside that fruits list, one by one, I'm going to temporarily name it fruit, and then I'm going to do something with it. In this case, we're just telling it to print each one. So on its first pass, the loop grabs the first item. What's at index 0? Apple.
it prints it to the screen. Then it automatically moves on. It goes to the next item in the list, orange, and prints that one out. And it just keeps going until it runs out of items. It prints mango, and since that's the end of the list, the loop's job is done. This simple little structure is honestly one of the most powerful ideas in all of programming.
So let's do a super quick recap. Lists are your toolbox. They use square brackets to hold a bunch of stuff. You find things inside them using an index, and that index always starts at 0. They're totally changeable, and when you pair them up with loops, they become an absolute powerhouse. At the end of the day, lists give your code a memory.
So now you have the tool. It's in your hands. You could make a list of your favorite songs, a list of your friends, maybe the ingredients for your favorite recipe. The possibilities are, quite literally, endless. So my only question for you is, what are you going to organize in your first list?